Welcome back. I hope everyone's doing well, and I promised you guys that I was going to stick to my schedule of uploading videos, so here we go. I'm going to try to provide you guys with content that is more informative than anything, and maybe helping you along your journey in making soap or any type of handmade business. Most of these tips can be applied. Obviously not all when they're specific to soap, but like in general, a handmade business is completely different than most businesses out there, whether it be you're buying a product and reselling it, so that's one business model, and then like a service-based business would be another type, and then handmade obviously is what we do, and it's a whole different beast because these little hands do it all. And with, like most of you, like we are the maker, we are the shipper, we are the packager, we are the customer service, we are everything. So it can be a bit challenging and overwhelming. So one way to help you with that is, the best thing you can do is to become as efficient as you can. And in order to be efficient, you have to figure out the way to make the most products using the least amount of time. So making bigger batches. And so we're going to make soap as a reference, but this could also obviously be applied to really any like candles or anything like that. So if you typically make 20 bars at a time, then wouldn't it be much easier to make 200 bars at a time, because you're going through the same motions, so everything's just a little bit bigger. And with that becomes quite a bit challenging, because when you're talking about everything just scaling up and things being bigger, while yes, in theory that seems very simple and very straightforward, it's challenging, because what does that require? A lot of space. So what do most of us have? Not a lot of space. Most of us are working outside of our homes, our kitchens, our garage. I have a retail space that I've just purchased in the past 2 years. It's only 700 square feet. I've already outgrown it, but we are looking to expand, and I'm hoping in the next 2 months that we're going to make that happen, because I, like probably a lot of you, in order to make bigger batches, you literally have to have the space. There's just no way around it. Like ordering the big containers of oils, the big lye tanks. I mean, everything is in like 50 pounds or more. And not only is that just, well, it's heavy to lift, but it's hard to store. Like I like literally, I know you guys have seen it before, but like stuff is encroaching into the hallway area. And like I've said it in the previous video, I just kind of feel like the store is closing in on me because I'm trying to scale up, but I just don't have the space. But we won't go on this tangent because I've already done a video on that. I had somebody come in, so now I have to remember where I was at. But I know I was talking about space. So this video is not going to be about space and needing more space. I've already got a video on that. This is more about trying to help you guys save some time. So, and I'm going to get to it in just a second, but I'm kind of just going to set a foundation here for those of you that are really new to soap making. So, you know, when you're first learning to make soap, you're told, or you may read, that you need to have your lye and your oils at the same temperature or very close to one another, and then mix them. Well, I have found that with my recipe, that's not necessary. So I'm not saying that it's not necessary with your recipe, because I don't know your recipe, obviously. But so always test your recipe. But what I have found is that I think that's a good rule of thumb. Ooh, my battery's about to die. Every time I go to record, my battery be about to die. But I think it's a good rule of thumb to follow as far as having your oils and your lye at a similar temperature, because it's just going to make for easier soap making, and it's going to make for a lesser likelihood of encountering a problem, because we all know that like fragrance oils and some essential oils may speed up trace and cause your soap batter to get really thick. So to eliminate that, not 100%, but to help eliminate that, you want your oils and lye to be similar temperatures. So I have found that I didn't need to do that with my recipe. So the I used to measure it all out, like, and get my temperature gun out and measure everything and make sure everything was close. And then as I got more comfortable, I slowly tiptoed into the heat transfer method. And if you're not familiar with that, I can do a whole video on that. It is a great way to save time, and it's just an easier way to make soap. So the gist of it is you take your oils, you measure them out, and then you take your hot lye solution that you've just freshly made, and then you pour your hot lye solution into your oils without melting your oils down. And it's the heat from the lye that will melt your oils. And that makes for much faster soap making. But you do have to be familiar with your recipe and kind of be comfortable with the way your recipe, the way that your recipe performs. So I don't say make it in a big batch. I would start out doing it in a small batch so that in case something goes awry, you don't lose a lot of oils and lye, and you don't want to waste ingredients. So start slow with playing around. But heat transfer method is a great way to save time when you're trying to make soap and don't want to have to like sit around and be like, let my lye cool down. You know, because that's what I used to do. I used to like get up in the morning and say, I want to make soap today. I would get my oils melted. I would make my lye solution, and I would be like, well, crap, now I gotta sit here and wait for my lye to cool down, which would normally take like 2 hours. So in the meantime, then I would, you know, like go do laundry or something else, and then you kind of get out of the groove. At least that's how I am. So once I start doing, I have to just keep going, or else I'll lose focus a little bit. But yeah, so the best way that I have found to be making soap the most efficiently is to master batch. And I don't know if I already said this or not, but I know when I first heard the term master batching, I was like, I don't know what that is, and I'm scared of it. I just don't know. It sounds intimidating. I don't even know if I need to master batch at the level that I was making soap. But it is wonderful. It is beautiful. It is the best thing ever. It's not without its pitfalls though, as with most things, nothing's perfect. So you do have to take the time, obviously, to have your oils measured out to put into your large tank. And then your large tank, you turn the little dial, it warms it up, and then all your oils are melted. So you have everything pre-measured and put in there. And I can't even remember the size of my tank. It's huge though. It's like, it holds, I don't even know actually. Ooh, my knee just went out. It holds a lot. I'll show you guys a picture of it. But anyway, so I've got the, or a video at the end. I did a video of us master batching the lye. I did not do the oils because our oils have not come in yet. I'll do a video on that if you guys want. But the oils, they were at a lard for the longest time, Soaper's Choice. That's where I get most of my oils from. And they were out of lard, so I don't have it yet, but hopefully it'll be here this week. But anyway, it's the same, you know, you guys know, you measure it all, you put it in there, it'll melt. And then your lye is a similar situation. But one thing you want to do with lye, I make goat milk soap, and I used to mix my goat milk with my lye and do like a full goat milk solution with the lye. And you have to use frozen goat milk to do that, which is a whole different video if you're not familiar with that. But so I did that for a long time, and then as I've gotten busier and as I've needed to up my production, I found that that's not really the most, I don't know what I'm trying, the best use of time, because I don't know that it makes that much of a difference on the end product. So instead of it being full lye, full goat milk, I now do the ice with the lye, and then I add my goat milk in while I'm mixing the like fragrance oil and that kind of stuff. So I add it in as an additive instead of the lye mixture. So because I don't know, I'm not saying it's not possible, I haven't ever tried it. I don't think it would be a good idea to master batch with goat milk unless you were using it like that day. I don't think it would be a good idea. But I really don't have any like data to tell you why. I'm just thinking common sense wise, I don't think it would be the best idea, because over time, you know, goat milk has fat in it, and if it sits with the lye too long, then you'll end up with like probably a partially soapy slur, you know, for lack of better words. So I just use ice, and that's the one thing that I do recommend that you do if you're going to master batch, because what we do is we work with 50 pounds of lye at a time, which is a significant amount. I'm not trying to say that it's the biggest amount ever, but it's a significant amount to us. It's intimidating a little bit because that produces a lot of heat. And in order to like tamp down on that heat a little bit, if you do it with ice, then it really doesn't get hot. I mean, your lye, it does get hot, but it's not like 250 degrees hot. It gets like, if you were to touch the side of the container that it's in, it's warm, but no, like, I should probably take the temperature to tell you guys, but it's like if you get a fresh cup of coffee, it's like hot on the outside, but not like so hot you can't hold it. It's like that. So the ice does help. So that would be more of like a safety reason to use the ice. So you don't have all the fumes coming up. So that's how we do it. We do like 50 pounds of ice to 50 pounds of lye. And that is the best and easiest way to master batch lye from what we have found. So, and then I have a lye tank to keep it in, which is stainless steel, and it is got like a jacket, not on the outside, but like on the inside. It's like a, what do you want to call it? Insulated, that's the word I'm looking for. Insulated, it's like an insulated lye tank that has a lid on it that's got a pretty good seal on the top. So you're not likely to get a lot of evaporation, because that is one thing that you do have to be aware of when you master batch, is you don't want the water in there to be evaporating out, because then you'll have too much lye, because then you won't have your 50-50 solution. So anyway, just knowing that you want to use your lye within 30 days or so, but having a good lid on it, that's the best way to master batch. So it's not too scary. Like I said, it is intimidating, and you have to kind of respect the process. We do wear safety gear, and I've actually personally never done it. My husband has done it for me. So he's kind of gotten more involved with the soap business, and he doesn't mind doing the heavy lifting stuff. Over the past couple years, I have developed a bad back. And while it doesn't like put me out, it's just my back hurts chronically. And so lifting these 50-pound containers is hard on your back. So it's rough enough just like taking the big buckets and like pouring it, and it just, so anytime he offers to do any of the heavy lifting, I don't turn away the help. So he has a face shield that he wears, and we have the thick rubber gloves, and I'm saying they're rubber. I don't know what, they're made of something. They're like a safety glove. And we have some that go like all the way down to here, but he likes the ones that just come mid-arm. He just says he likes those better, and he usually wears long sleeves. And then we also have, which sometimes he wears and sometimes he doesn't, but most of the time he does. It's like a an apron that he'll wear that is the same material as the gloves. It's an impermeable material. I don't remember what material it is, but I do know that it is impermeable. So if any splash or anything comes on, then his face is protected, hands and body is protected. So that's the one thing, is you can't be scared of lye. You have to be respectful of it. You know, you can't you can't ever be too careful. But what I have discovered is that I tend to get comfortable with things. So I don't always, when I'm making soap, don all the protective gear like I should. So if ever you're watching a video of mine and I'm making soap, it is more for just the entertainment value of making soap, not like this is what you need to do for safety. Because I'm just in a situation where I feel like, I don't know, I can't even, because I know I'll have some people be like, you should never not wear your goggles and your gloves and everything, but I've been splashed. I've gotten burns on my hands before. I've got it splashed on my face before. I just immediately wash. I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, but it has happened, and it can happen. And I was in a Facebook group. I'm still in there, but I just don't see as much from it. But and there was a girl that got splashed in the face, and the lye solution went into her eye, and she was in the emergency room, and I think everything ended up turning out fine. But yeah, it can be dangerous. So you always do want to wear your protective gear. I'm just saying, if you see a video of me I'm not suggesting don't do that. I'm saying that I don't always follow those rules. So anyway, I'm going to show you guys a video of us master batching the lye. And if you have any questions, then please put them in the comments and I'll be glad to help if I can. And if I don't, I will help you find the answer if I can. So I hope you guys enjoy the short little video at the end, and I hope I wasn't too rambly, but you'll know if you've watched any of my videos that I just do tend to ramble a little bit. But the next video I've got kind of in my head that I'm going to do for you guys, but I promise I'm going to keep up with uploading and giving you guys content to help you, and you can come along this journey with me on growing my handmade soap business. And I'm hoping, like I said in another video, I'm hoping to expand, and it's going to be an amazing journey. We're going to be knocking out walls, and it's just going to be a lot of fun, and I'm super excited. I just can't say too much because it's not 100% yet. It is like 95% that it's going to happen. So I was hoping we would know something for sure this week, but it's looking like it might be up to 2 weeks or a month before we know for sure, which I hate, but it's okay. It just gives me time to like plan in my head, and Facebook market, because I need some stainless steel tables if we're going to expand, and I need like some shelving. And I just love to be Facebook marketing all that stuff. I do buy new stuff, but it's something about the hunt of finding a good deal that I really enjoy. Because I'm like, a stainless steel table, I bought all these new, and I spent like $2,000 on stainless steel tables. And I have seen them on Facebook Market for like $150 for one table, for like a 6-foot table, which is a great deal, because normally new, those are like $500 or $600. And like my 8-foot table that I bought, it's like, I think it was like $1,000 or something, and I saw one on Facebook Market for like $300. And so the thing is timing though. You've got to be lucky, and when you're looking for it, somebody has it posted. So this will give me more time. But then the problem is I have found some, then I haven't bought them, because I'm like, but what if this expansion that we're planning on doing doesn't go through? Then I will be stuck with all these tables that I'm stuck with that I don't have any room for, as evidenced by all this crap behind me. So yeah, it's kind of like, I'm not sure. But anyway, I'll show you guys the video, and I hope you'll have a wonderful day and enjoy the video. I won't make it too long, but it's just going to be, you can watch us master batch the lye. All right, so you want to first start with 99% pure lye. I'm going to show you some of our safety equipment that I talked to you guys about in the earlier video. So we have our ice, we have our gloves, we have our mask, and then this is the ice inside of this huge tipping pot that I didn't really talk about, and it's not 100% necessary, but it sure makes master batching a lot easier. So once we pour all the ice in here, and like I said, it's 50 to 50, so 50 pounds of ice to 50 pounds of lye. This little tool right here, if you have trouble getting these kind of buckets open, it is a lifesaver, a finger saver actually. I used to have the hardest time, and that really does help. So, and that works for like the coconut oil, any of those style buckets. It's amazing. So what we do is we slowly, and I think slowly is the key here, we slowly pour our lye into the ice. And we don't just dump the entire 50 pounds in at one time. And you can see, I kind of tried to zoom in where you can see when the lye hits the ice, it almost immediately starts to melt. And then what we do, we want to make sure that there is no undissolved lye. So we do, right, he's just kind of tamping it down. And that what you see in there is like some tussa silk that I had added in there. But he was slowly tamping down the ice with the lye, and then there was just a little bit left in the bucket. So we went ahead and poured the rest of that lye into the ice. And now what we do is we use this paddle to stir it, and you'll see the what do you want to call it, the tussa silk floating around. That's all that is. But we also use a large stick blender, and this is where the tipping pot comes into handy, because we can pour it straight out of the tipping pot into the large bucket, and that way we're dealing with manageable amounts of lye to put into the lye tank. And there is him pouring it into the lye tank. I hope this was helpful. If y'all have any questions, please let me know.